to Control via the PlayStation 5 in the Ultimate Edition, just because I wanted to. I bought Control upon its release, and when they announced all the DLC and kind of expansion stuff, I was on board. I loved the game right away. The guys at Quantic, the guys at Remedy. Wow, I said Quantic. The guys at Remedy done a great job with this game and its story. And when they announced the Ultimate Edition, I was even more excited. I had the PlayStation 4 Pro when I got my copy of Control. And when they announced the Ultimate Edition would give you that free upgrade, I was like, oh yeah! But unfortunately, I didn't have a PlayStation 5 at the time, so I redeemed my version of Control Ultimate. And again, I already had the Foundation, the AWE. I already had all the expansions, and that's essentially what the Ultimate Edition was. It was the game with all the expansions. But the way it was kind of advertised and the way I thought it worked was I have the base game, day one. Bought the game. Ultimate Edition adds everything that's obviously been released. Ultimate Edition also gives you, if you bought the Ultimate Edition, the physical copy, if you bought it, you have a free upgrade coming to you. But I got the Ultimate Edition for free through PlayStation Plus, and I redeemed it while it was available on my PlayStation 4 Pro. Now that gave me access to the game for free, thanks. But I didn't get anything out of it because I already had the PlayStation 4 and its 2 expansions. But because I redeemed it on the PlayStation 4 and not the PlayStation 5, which I didn't have access to at the time, I did not get the Ultimate Edition for the PlayStation 5. Now, I know what you're thinking, and I'm pretty sure everybody's already heard about this, but because I did that, I did not get the free upgrade to the next gen. So while I was upset for a little while, it's still a good game. I don't like the method for which they released it, and I think, this is just me, maybe there's some other people, that I'm paying for PlayStation Plus. Right? I paid for the month that Ultimate Edition was released on the PlayStation. Regardless of what system I redeem it on, I've still been a loyal PlayStation Plus customer. So if the game was available at the time that I paid for, if I paid for that month, that game should essentially be mine. Whether or not I click the button to redeem it at the time, I think should be mute. And I should be able to download it, but I can't because I already redeemed it. It's no longer available. So I bought it again. I caved and I spent the $39.99. And then like a week later, it went on sale. I'm not sure what it was on sale for, but I bought the Ultimate Edition for $39.99. Now, I wanted to play through Control again, but I wanted to play through it with either the... Let me turn this volume down. I wanted to play through it with the new visuals and the ray tracing. I wanted to play it with the steady 30 frame rate, 30 frames per second, and have the option to shift over to the 60 frame per second. And you're able to do that without like resetting the game, which I thought was pretty cool. So if I go into performance mode, it's in performance mode now. I'm going to shift over here to audio and do like I normally do. Bring it down to probably about 35 so that you can hear me and it not be completely washed out. I'm going to have to mute the copyrighted music. All right, so we'll go 35 on all these. Should be sufficient. All right, there we go. All right. Now, some people think that you have to pick these things up and bring them all the way back to Jesse, but you don't. Yeah, go ahead, fire another one at me. Dude, you ran. Go ahead, shoot me. Go ahead. I'm ready. Go ahead, I'm upgraded. I'm ready. So I can pick this up and then just immediately throw it. Whoop. Oh, I'm out of that charge. Oh. Not dead yet. Those are some tough dudes. Guys were heavy on the body armor too. Anyway, I bought it for the ray tracing. The ray tracing looks good. So right now I'm 60 frames per second. Right, so it looks pretty good. Would I say it makes a huge difference in gameplay? I mean, it could, but and the ray tracing again is not on. Because if you see, it's screen space reflections right now. So as soon as something's gone, it no longer reflects. But it still looks good even without the ray tracing. Right? The performance boost is what's good about it. So anyway, I kind of digressed a little bit there at the beginning with me saying my piece with the way that they launch these different SKUs. But what are you going to do? You can't do anything. You can complain about it, but it's just a timing thing. It's unfortunate that the inventory for the PlayStation 5s weren't there, because I definitely would have probably had my PlayStation 5 ready and just downloaded it on the PlayStation 5, which made sense. But yeah. Alright, so I need to find Marshall and research in parapsychology. Is this the way to parapsychology? I think it is. Yeah, but I enjoyed the story. I enjoy the combat. I enjoy the abilities that Jesse Faden has. And I think I go through this way. Kind of an awkward way to get to parapsychology. Okay, so it's down this way. But again, I'm returning to the game, playing it again, after already having bought the game. I bought it again. Here I am playing it again. But I wanted to play it in its best form. Careful on what's available here. I've been playing so many different games and streaming them that I'm trying to use abilities and buttons that don't necessarily do what I think they should do. Ooh. Watch the guys with the rocket launcher. Reload my ammo. Oh, look, I've got a, this is a special, how did I get that? This is a very special costume. Only the Ultimate Edition players get that. Watch these guys, I'm gonna get surrounded real quick. Some health over here. There's a ton of it everywhere. Not quite sure why I died on that one. I thought I had some pretty good health set aside. Gotta watch it when I get completely surrounded. The load times aren't bad. They're roughly, I'd say, 9 seconds to reload. But on the base consoles, their reloads were... It's just sort of like one of those... The older generation games are going to have a faster reload time, but when the newer generation games come around, I don't think that they're going to have a fast reload time, because it's going to load in all this extra stuff. I don't know how the SSD is going to handle all that. I mean, maybe it'll be the same, but I've seen like games that are on the next gen consoles not really load all that much faster. I'm not quite sure what the whole sell is for this super fast reloading. Some of it's there. I can see slight adjustments, but some games I see it either longer or the exact same. We'll see, as we get into the actual next gen games, because there's not many. I don't have the only actual quote unquote next gen game that I have is probably Demon's Souls, and I haven't even opened that game up yet. I immediately went to Cyberpunk. I am getting some haptic feedback in my controller here. Watch myself there. He's going to heal himself. Need to switch back and forth between my pistol and then my telekinesis. I need to do that properly. Otherwise I run out of one and then I mess up not having the other because I'm using them both. Where are you? Especially when they're behind cover, I definitely need to use my pistol. But I like, as I'm pulling the trigger gets softer when I'm out of ammo, so I'm sitting there, because right now the haptic feedback of the DualSense controller, it gives me a little bit of resistance every time I'm pulling. It's almost like a double action pistol, but once the ammo's out, it's not giving me that haptic feedback, so then I don't have to keep pulling the trigger, because I know I'm out of ammo just by the feeling of the controller, which is excellent. Because the controller doesn't give me any kind of resistance anymore. And that's excellent. Feels just like a real gun. Now that battle, that's epic. It's really good. Really enjoy it. And to let you know how difficult the game is, I don't think I have it on a really high difficulty level. I think maybe I have to set that in the this mode's disabled. Set to default. Sprint mode, trigger, vibration, sensitivity, tutorials. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what difficulty setting. I don't think I have it on super hard or anything. Don't know how to prove that. Anyway, there are a lot of options, but I do not think I'm on a extremely hard difficulty setting. Though I would like to play the game again on a hard difficulty setting, the hardest. Alright, let's pick up some stuff. I do like reading these things, but for now, normally what I'll do is I'll open it immediately and read it. Go over here, grab it, open collectibles. Go over here, go to research and records, go to the first one, HISS cluster, and I'll read it. Field research on HISS entity, HISS cluster, confidential. Summary: HISS clusters are unique in that they are concentrated manifestations of HISS resonance without the need of a host. HISS clusters are dense spherical compressions of HISS resonance that serve support functions in the hierarchy of HISS entities. The clusters are capable of replenishing HISS hosts with infusions of resonance. This does not heal any physical damage inflicted on the organic host, but rather seems to rejuvenate them, allowing them to endure more bodily harm than normally possible. The fact that the HISS makes an effort to preserve its corrupted hosts underlines a level of awareness and discretion that was previously just speculation on my part. Can this entity be considered an individual or simply an extension of the HISS as a whole? Capturing one alive would be quite interesting. Refer to file redacted for full report. I wish there was a... It would be nice if you beat the game on extreme difficulty, the highest difficulty setting, and then it removes all the redactions. Right? That would be cool. And also, I'd like to mention, if you don't know, if you're a fan of Control, there is a sort of a collector's edition. I think it's just one edition, but it's the Art and Making of Control. That is a massive book that I bought because I do love this game, and it's got a bunch of stuff in there, all sorts of stuff that you can look at. Such a massive book, and it is great to have on the coffee table because I'm a big gamer. People come to my house when they can come to the house. They see all the coffee table books. Like I've got Cyberpunk coffee table books. I've got a board game called Tidal Blades. I have the Death Stranding, like all these art books and making of books on my coffee table, so you know what I like. But there's a lot of good stuff in there, and even inside this Control art and making of the game, they have redacted parts on some of those pages, which is, it doesn't destroy anything or remove any. It's just a nice little nod to the game. Investigate the X-ray light box, object of power. Talk to her.
Marshall, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Who is this?
My name is Jesse Faden. I'm coming to help.
Faden? Hold on, I'm setting the elevator for you. We need to talk.
You got that right. More of you? Really?
Is there any behind me? Okay, there's nothing behind me. I didn't leave behind any things here I need to collect. Yeah, like the destruction in the game is phenomenal. I mean, just it seems like everything in the game is destructible, and even sort of the way that you do shoot at things. Sometimes they fall apart convincingly, right? Like the physics that are here. Like if I shoot this thing, like feathers will pop out of it. Right? If I pick this up and throw it at something, I think it disintegrates, and feathers, just look at the feathers slowly flutter down. And because they're in the air, they flow downwards. They eventually kind of just disappear, but still, like this is Most games don't even get anywhere near being allowing the gamer to do that. And that's on the base PlayStation 4 game. Yeah, tons of... Like, who would put anything in there? No one would even need to put anything in there. Just let me shoot it. Not everything, but a lot. A lot of it. A lot of it. Alright, I think I may have gotten a little turned around with a little too much destruction. So I'm trying to go investigate the X-ray. So let me make sure that I'm doing the right mission. The ability to reach Marshall. So I need to go to Marshall. Alright, parapsychology. Down here. So it's another one of these games that there's really good ones that have this great high replayability. Oh, I already came through here, didn't I? Parakinesiology. Oh yeah, I've already been here through here. Take the elevator to reach Marshall. I don't know if I can cleanse this hallway. Oh, okay, elevator. Parapsychology. Alright, floor 1. Yeah, so here, let me see if I can... So, see the reflections in the elevator door there. I go to display and shift it to graphics. Kind of see how the overall reflections change. It's not screen space reflection, it's actual reflection. I'm dropped to 30 frames per second, but
Welcome to the party, ma'am. Marshall is right down the hall.
you can kind of see the difference in the way that the reflections occur. It's not screen space reflection. So if I look down, you can kind of see the green that's reflected from these bushes on the wall here. They're reflecting green on there, but when I look down, they are still they're still reflecting. Same thing with any kind of character. Anything that you look at is reflected. So like the chairs. Chair is still reflected, and this light up here is reflected. The chairs are probably like, I don't know if you can still see the yellow there, but I have a better way to describe this. Maybe like this right here. So you see the TV screens there. They're reflected on the glassy marble surface. So as I look down, now the TV screens are no longer in view or on the screen, but they're still being reflected. So if I take that off and I go over to the options and I go to display and I take it to performance, and I jump back out of it, now you can see that they're no longer reflected. But if they're on the screen, they will be. So this is screen space reflection versus the ray tracing. But there's a couple of things that I'm a little curious about. I thought, now you can see how the light reflects on that blinking light on the camera. So I've got this. There's some light, and it looks like it's shining up against the wall there. So if I go back over here, go into display, and go to graphics, I guess maybe it reflects differently. I don't know. Like I thought specific lights were supposed to give off light differently and reflect off surfaces and bounce and all that other jazz, but like I thought maybe that green tint that's on the top of Jesse's shirt there is slightly reflected from the green. I don't know. Anyway, but even with like you can see I'm kind of probably now I'm at there's a lot of ray tracing going on here, so maybe that's why the frame rate drops. But if I go back into options, this is the last time I'll do this. Back into performance. Now, if you see that the frame rate is definitely increased, but the image still doesn't look bad. So, I mean, performance mode I think is probably the best way to play. Oh, the TVs don't go out. Maybe there's some bulletproof glass in front of it. Nope. Not everything's destructible. Let's see if I can smash it when I'm in this. Nope. Alright. Talk to Marshall.
There you are. I was starting to worry. Congratulations on your appointment, Director Phaeton. I'm Helen Marshall, Head of Bureau Operations.
Now let's put in... Said it was the last time I do it. Graphics with
Zacharias,
a little bit of... It's subtle, but it's enough to notice.
Trench told me to find you. He said you could help.
and he told you this through the hotline. Makes sense.
None of this phases her? Really?
Here's the situation. Darling created the HRAs in a lab nearby. We need more if we're gonna survive this attack. My rangers can't secure the lab alone, not against those things. We need more firepower.
At least she seems to know what's going on here. She could know about Dylan.
I can clear out the hiss. I'll be your firepower.
That's a good answer.
Is she testing me?
Darling has systems in place to protect his labs. This should help you get past them. We'll talk more after you clear out the hiss. Rangers, let her through. We'll have to lock the door behind you. Sorry, but we can't risk...
I even think that because I'm in...
This place almost invites an ambush. Guess we never thought we'd be fighting on our own turf.
I think that his goggles will reflect Jesse because using ray tracing. Yeah, you can just about see Jesse's jacket there. I'm gonna go down here and see if I can get her face in there. I think you can see her face like being reflected. Now, how is that different if I was not in ray tracing? Sorry, let's go back out. Options. I said I wouldn't do this anymore, but it's just cool to see. All right, so that's how the reflections are different. Still does a pretty good job of reflecting it. If I go into photo mode now, I get close like I was before. See, I'm not going to get any of that reflection of Jesse and the guys. I mean, he's still got some pretty good reflections and lighting. And let's kind of see this. Looks like Jesse's got one black eye and one really beady eye. And you can kind of see the diffused lighting on her just underneath her neck on her chest. Let's see if that changes any. I'm just having fun with it now. I have the option.
Turned the house into a threshold, huh?
Leave over here, and it still seems to have some diffused lighting. Photo mode. Yeah, and it's still her eye is still. I think her eye though will reflect him. Yeah, zoom in here. Make sure I was on ray tracing. Yep, graphics. Photo mode. And you can see that she reflects in there, so it is ray tracing. Okay, there's Jesse. His eye. Now let's go see if I can see him in her eye. I have to get a nice zoom in here. I'm not going off of, she doesn't wear any goggles, so I'm going to have to go into like, look at her pupil. Yeah, just right there. You can just barely pick it up in her eye. It shows up in the other eye. Yep. See, that's the green of his, zoom out over here. Got this green thing on his shoulder. Right there. Let's go back to Jesse. Trying to make this as nauseating as possible. But I'm already zoomed all the way in. There you are. Pretty cool, I think. Like, and I would never see that, ever, But I think just the subtlety of it is what's important there. All right, back to the game. We're at 30 frames per second now.
I see the others over there. We have to help them.
Didn't have any ability. I drained it. Ooh, I need some health here. Blew this whole area up. Who's shooting at me? He's being healed by that sphere, I think. Where is that sphere at? There's one more guy, isn't there? Oh, this is a friendly. Hence the green. Come on, brother. Be attacking friendlies. This house is about to be clean. Combat? Hey, watch, he's got little minions with him. Need health. I'm about to die. Couple health points over here. Yeah, did not have enough. Need to be watching the guys that shoot the projectiles and then using those projectiles against the bigger guys. Or getting rid of the small guys. You sit there and you try to focus on the big boss or the big baddies, then you just kind of sit there and let them whittle away at your health. Going back this way. Yeah, there is a sense of what am I trying to think of? Like the save points, the checkpoints, are usually attached to the areas that I cleanse, and sort of the fast travel points. I don't need to talk to her. I don't think.
Fights in ambush. Guess we never thought we'd be fighting on our own turf.
I do need to go through this battle again, the whole thing, which is kind of like, ugh, I have to fight through all these guys again. And then once I fight through all these guys again, I have to fight through the boss guy again. Or do I? I guess I don't. So checkpoints are good. But I think I'm still gonna, when I do this, I still have to fight him, because I didn't beat him. Alright. Take down his defenses first. Alright, that's out. Gonna heal up his defense. Take down defenses. That hurt. I need to take down these little guys for health points. Take down the little guys for health points. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Some health points. Ooh. Watch it, watch it, watch it. Some health points. He got his shields back. Oh, dodge. I'm not doing good here. I've almost got him too. I need health. Are there any minions around that I can get some health points? There's one right there. Alright, I need can I get his health points? Please give me his health points. Thank you. Oh, I was so close. I was so close. Dagger. And that's just on... Oh, wow. I just got news. Prince Philip died at 99. Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, has died at 99. Wow. Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, married the Princess Elizabeth in 1947. Duke of Edinburgh, the Queen's strength and stay for 73 years, has died at age 99. A statement from Buckingham Palace on Friday said, "It is with deep sorrow that Her Majesty the Queen announces the death of her beloved husband, His Royal Highness the Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. His Royal Highness passed away peacefully this morning at Windsor Castle. Further announcements will be made in due course. The royal family join with people around the world in mourning his loss. He was the longest-serving consort in British history and was only months away from his 100th birthday in June." God, wouldn't that be amazing to be 100 years old? Wow. Well, that's a long life. long life. I'm here playing video games, and a man at the age of 99, known around the world, has passed away. We all have our place. We all have our time. We all do what we can and help those that we can help. Rest in peace, Prince Philip. Moment of silence. Okay, what the God Rays are like. What about this thing? Let's move on. Let's get that battle over with. I didn't know I hadn't claimed this control point yet. It gives me a fast travel point and a save point. Astral constructs. Got the constrict pierce, the shatter. It's pretty much like a shotgun. Mods. Don't really need those right now. Abilities. How many points do I have? Probably give myself more health, more energy. Got 5 points to spend. Let's give myself more energy. Plus 50% to launch damage. It's probably a good thing. Unlock. Launch basic enemies when their health is low. Got 4 points. That would cost me 2 points. This would cost me 3. That would cost me 3. 20% to energy. I don't like running out of energy, but health would be good too. Let's go with energy. That leaves me with 1 point, which I can use on this guy. 10% to melee damage. Let's save the point. Save the point. Alright. I'll come back here.
Last anyone heard, he was taking a security team into containment.
This place.
The reason is currently unknown.
Don't have that card yet. Alright. Boss battle attempt number 3. Oh, come on. Get around geometry. Need to cleanse this space. It looks cool now, but once I cleanse it, it'll still look cool, but it won't look as ominous. Alright, let's try to do better. Recharge, recharge. Stay in cover here while I recharge. Cover. Recharge. That's probably what I wasn't doing, and that is probably so simple, is using cover. Oh! What was that? I think I had full health and took a one-hit kill. Was I not paying attention to that? At least the reload times aren't all that bad. Excuse me. Yes, I know I've been through here before. It's not deja vu. It's just bad aiming. I was so close on that previous attempt. Previous to the one that I just died at. I don't know what difficulty I'm playing on now. Alright, let's be cautious. Oh, so I did only have one health left. Yep. I let myself get hit. All it takes. Just don't let him grab onto anything and throw it at me. I do need minions though. Where's my minions? Get some health. 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 Dodge. Oop, probably could have used that on the bigger guy. Get some health. Oh, I barely got him. There we go. Take care of the stragglers. Yeah, I was not using cover very well the first time. You know you have a good combat game when you're not frustrated by losing. You just know where to make changes. And for me, it's usually not using cover or my ability effectively. So, yeah, you see moving around really helps Jesse. Having a little bit more energy helps as well. Alright, let's cleanse. Whoops. Now later in the game, I mean this may be a spoiler if you haven't played the game before, but Jesse eventually gets the ability to levitate, and then you can go up into these areas and explore. Sometimes there's these cases that hold some resources or things that you can use to buy upgrades, but she has the ability to levitate, which is pretty cool. Protective study. Alright. I'm looking for Darling Lab. Yeah, there's just the... Every time I play this game, I then spend like 20 minutes leafing through and reading content that's in that art and making of book, which then reinforces me wanting to play the game, and it just sort of goes back and forth. Yeah, like these things, once you get the ability to levitate, sometimes they're hidden up high above, and you can get some of those resources. You kind of see some of the things that it leaves behind, or that it provides to you. Got an intrusive pattern. Those are the materials that you use.
This way to the lab? Okay. You must like these HRAs. Sounds like Darling built them. And most of the things around here. If Marshall can't help us with Dylan, he's our next best bet. Assuming he's not dead. Or taken over by the Hiss.
You guys haven't seen Darling, have you? Oh. You haven't? Okay. Look, you guys are having a party in there. Boom! No, I didn't scare any of you? Okay. I see combat coming up here soon for some reason. Nothing back here. Need a flashlight. I do have high dynamic range for the PlayStation 5 turned off because I do a lot of captures and videos, and if I do screenshots on the PlayStation 5, I edit through Share Factory, and Share Factory right now, I wonder if is that reflection? Okay, this would be very, very different. So let's back out, and I can see the reflections of Jesse in the screen. So if we turn off performance, or turn off graphics and go to performance, what does that screen look like now? Yeah, completely different feeling, right? If you have Jesse reflected in the screen, that's a big deal. I mean, it definitely gives you a much different feeling seeing Jesse's reflection in the screen as you're doing the edit. Yeah. Okay, so I'm pressing up, down, left, or right to kind of create this pattern. So every time I press the left button, you can kind of see the thing in the middle spins, and it changes whether or not it's just a line, a double line, or a solid line, or sort of a double solid. Those are the four different. So I need to have that one dark there. Need to have two lines there. Need to have one line there, and bam. That'll do. Nope, I messed it up. It needs to be right there. Okay. Those are cool little puzzles. HRA lab.
You let me here. Any idea how to make it work?
I think some of these are clues. You gotta kind of keep eye on them. Utilization of paranatural elements. Black rock prisms. Summary. Black rock prisms are unique formations of black rock, distinct in both their shape and potency. While the density of black rock dampens paranatural forces, the unique structure of prisms retain frequencies in the range of this many hertz with perfect harmonization. A lot of redaction in there. This report analyzes the results of focusing a blank through a harmonized prism onto a blank. Methods for imprinting of non-physical fields onto redacted, imbuing them with the properties of the harmonized resonance redacted in the prism will be explored and explained. Refer to file redacted for full report. Man, I wish they I wish there was a way to remove the redactions. More story. All right.
Hello again, Director. It appears we have a new problem. We need to get the HRA machine working.
I've replaced a couple of spark plugs, but this looks a bit more complicated.
Darling must have had a system. Randomness isn't in his nature. The punch cards, the symbols, the terminals. How do they connect?
I'll see what I can do.
Alright, so this is a puzzle. A couple of puzzles all through here. There's a punch card. Alright, so I'm putting specific punch cards in the screen. I'm trying to create a specific sequence. Do I know which number? Okay, so that's a number 2.
We need to find all the punch cards.
That's number 1. I have to do it in a specific order. So this is number 1. That's the pattern for number 1. That's the pattern for number 4. And then I back over there. So it should be fairly simple. If I can do maquette, should be able to do this. Grab the punch cards first. Maybe having all of them in front of me will help. But I still need to know what order they go in. Right, so that's number 5. Number 1, right? Number 2. Man, that pops in a little late. Hey, don't tell me that yet. Number 3. So I've got 1, 2, 3, and 4, probably upstairs. Don't spoil it for me before I get up there. Alright, I think this, once I finish this puzzle, we'll call that a good stream. Configurations. Big no. Nice ray tracing reflections. Alright, so looking for clues. Alright, so number 1 is, we'll call that a downward C for number 4, downward C for number 4, and then umbrella for number 1. C4, umbrella 1. C4, umbrella 1. Down facing C, 4, umbrella 1.
These whiteboard drawings may be important.
Alright, so this one for number 1. Get some of these other things on the floor here. Specify numbers or anything on them. Okay, we're printing some things out. So look at some clues.
Looks like he was working on something to do with these symbols.
Yes, I know. You don't have to tell me that. Oh, here we go. Swap these two. So the full square is number 2. Full square is number 2. And then just the one single block by itself is number 3.
What do the symbols mean?
And then number 5, I could really just hope it doesn't reset them. Really, I've got a 50-50 chance Let's see if I can find a clue up here. Alright, so downward facing C is 4. Downward facing C, so this one. Okay, so that, yeah. I already had that clue. And number 5 is this one here. Yeah, really mysterious story, and like the different things that happen in this game are excellent.
The prism shattered. Darling's prototypes have a lot of issues. We need a new plan. We need more Blackrock prisms to make this machine work. Darling has another lab, down in the Blackrock processing site in maintenance. That must be where he keeps the prisms.
I've been to maintenance already. I can find my way.
But how long will that take? Nothing here is simple. I need to ask her now, before I go.
I need something from you first. What do you know about Dylan Faden?
I knew this was coming. Lives are at stake here, and we need this machine working to save those lives. Once that is done, Director Faden, then we can talk.
She's right. As much as I don't want to admit it.
Textures in the lips and
I'm the only one who can
skin,
Fine.
really good.
I'll get the prisms first.
Dylan will have to wait just a little longer.
But don't call me Director. Jesse is fine.
I'll call you Faden. Here, you'll need this keycard.
You get exactly what you want, huh?
Emily Pope has set up a base in Executive. Once I have the prism, I'll meet you there.
Right. I'll move out immediately. And keep an eye out for Darling. Finding him might be the key to stopping the hiss.
It's just one large-scale HRA. It's there now. We are about to be exposed to a different kind of resonance. Hostile, viral, invasive resonance. That's what the Hedron resonance amplifiers are for. Taking the protection Hedron can provide us and keeping us from being wiped out.
That looks good.
Here, this will lead back to Central Research.
Thanks, Marshall. More discussions to be had with you? Want to talk anymore? Alright. Maybe get back to, like you can see the approach. That reflection looks really good. We see how long it reflects her. Way out here. I can still see her. Still see her. Kind of lose her there. But now let's see what that approach looks like without ray tracing. A little bit of a screen space reflection. I can kind of see her. It'll reflect it because she's on the screen space. A little bit of a shadow. Yeah, but definitely not the same as the ray tracing. Again, frame rates are nice. I'll give it that. just something about the ray tracing that gives it a little something. Alright, I think that'll do it for this stream. I'm just about to approach 1 hour, so about 58 minutes. I appreciate everybody that comes by and hangs out when you do. I appreciate you guys watching the videos. I hope an hour isn't too long. When I've been playing Immortals Fenyx Rising, I've been playing for almost 2 hours at a time. That game has its hooks in me right now. But this was a look at Control Ultimate Edition on the PlayStation 5. If you have any comments when you come by, please leave them in the comments section. I appreciate the discussions that we can have. And if you have any games that you'd like to see me play, if they're in my collection, leave a suggestion, and I will try to get that game into the rotation. But this has been a quick playthrough. I've just been streaming pretty much all day, and I hope to see you back here again. Thanks. Check you guys later on the next video.